Hey everyone, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life, and I want to welcome you to episode 151 of Limb Lengthening Live, where the patients interview the guests. And today we have the Limb Lengthening Patient of the Year, 2024 to 2025, Natalie, joining the show. Welcome back, Natalie. How are you?
Good, Victor. Thank you for having me back, and I'm sure more will join soon.
You know how it goes. All right. Well, Natalie brought some presents with her today. She brought some of her latest x-rays. And Natalie, you got these x-rays taken yesterday, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them up on the screen, and we're going to pretty much go through some of Natalie's thoughts on her x-rays, what I think, and then basically we'll go from there. So then we'll answer some of you guys' questions if you have any for Natalie. All right, Natalie. So I know this is kind of small, but can you see? Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us what's going on here. You got these x-rays. Was this you? This says WB for weight bearing. You were standing.
Yes, correct. I was standing.
Okay. Now you had x-rays taken, was it a month ago?
Oh, a month ago. Yeah.
Okay. So these are 4 weeks later.
So yesterday was 8 weeks post distraction.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And looking at these x-rays, it's definitely still in the healing process, but you mentioned that you don't think that there was a whole lot of change from last month to this month. Is that right?
No, I mean, for those who are watching, this is disgustingly slow bone growth. My surgery twin, who had surgery on the same day as me, although quite younger, he just got cleared to walk. So, of course, I know I'm close, but yeah, it's this is for those who are watching, this is pretty slow bone growth right here.
Now, I beg to slightly differ because she's only 8 weeks after lengthening, so it's only 2 months. So that means it's only been 5 total months since she had her surgery, pretty much. So, I think that a lot of patients who go for she pretty much got 8 centimeters. And I've said it in many of my videos, many surgeons have said it, that 8 centimeters on average, a patient is cleared for weight bearing around the 6 to 6.5 month mark, average. So she's still on track for that. So I know that she wanted to be one of the,
I'm too old.
Yeah, outliers there, but no, I think you're right on track. We're gonna try to see what we can do to get this bone growth stimulated here. But
you kind of see it's the inside,
yeah,
both legs that are slow.
So let's look at that. So here is your right.
What is that?
Yeah, and it seems like your outside portion of the bone, the lateral wall, is healing pretty nicely. It's kind of connecting here. You're getting a lot of regenerate in there. Your inner medial side is a little slower. Yeah, that happens sometimes, but it seems to be the same on this side, on your left side. The outside portion is healing really well. Inside portion, not so well. So we're really trying to see if we can kind of improve that. Now, what are you doing right now for your bone healing?
Well, I'm having 100 and I would say between 120 and 130 grams of protein a day. I'm having about 70 grams of fat, and I try to get at least 100 grams of carbs, like healthy carbs, usually from potatoes or popcorn or berries. I'm doing a lot of walking, like quote unquote walking, like with the walker. Yesterday I had about 4,000 steps, which I think is pretty good for someone with broken legs. And, I've been doing PT 3 times a week. So I'm just not sure, I might not be drinking enough water. That's something that I've been thinking about, so today I have a whole different perspective on life. I woke up, I did like an arm workout. I'm like, my goal for today is to have 120 ounces of water. Whereas I think the last month I might've been lagging a little bit, where I was probably having 60, 70 ounces. I don't think that's enough, right?
No way.
No.
Not to size new bone tissue. No way. That's far too low. But that's okay. I'm glad you picked up on that, because that's definitely an improve on. Well, that's great. Well, I think that I've seen a lot of x-rays, and again, I'm no surgeon, but I did do some med school and I did take radiology, so I do know about bone. And I have seen a lot of x-rays come through in the last 5 years since I started Cyborg for Life. And I know that it'll be weird. You'll see 1 week it might look like this, and then 2-3 weeks later, there'll be a whole lot of regenerate. And I think that's kind of like it's kind of like starting a spark if you're outside of a campground trying to start a fire. You just need a spark to get it going, right? And I think that it could be water, it could be whatever what's missing. It could be time, right? But honestly, it's definitely you're definitely healing. That's a good thing. They wouldn't have cleared you for, they would have done something if your bone wasn't going to heal. It's just we want it to heal faster.
Well, you said like there's that fire now. When both ends connect, does that help do anything?
Absolutely, absolutely, because the osteoblast activity starts to proliferate way more. I've read a paper on this actually. It says, yeah, because it becomes less of a lengthening gap and more of a fracture, right? Like a broken bone. So when you break your bone running, playing, doing whatever outside and as an accident, if you set the bone or you put a cast on it or you put an internal trauma nail in, whatever, it's now closed. It's now touching, right? So it will start to heal the fracture. This is it's a whole gap. Your body's trying to create new bone. It's this whole different biological process. But the good thing is that it is happening. But once you fill in this gap with regenerate and cortical bone, then you'll be cleared for weight bearing. But yeah, once both sides touch, then you'll have like a support beam on the medial side, which is what you need right now.
What does non-union look like?
Non-union you could still have little bits of regenerate reaching out for the other side.
Yeah.
But it would be like a bridge or a spider web that just didn't reach the building. It's just falls short, and there's a black translucent spot where it's just you're not going to touch, but you're touching. You can see.
There's no non-union here.
No, not that I see. I can see. I can't. I could blow it up. I think on this.
Blow it up.
How do you blow it up on the Mac?
There's that zoom. Yeah.
Look at is that it? Okay. All right. It's kind of like the phone. All right.
Yeah. So is this the right side?
This is the right side. Yes.
This is my trouble side.
Yeah, this is the worst side of the two. So as you can see, you're touching. It's just very faint, right? So in the next, I don't know how many weeks, we just got to wait and see, but you're touching. So that's a good sign. That's why they wouldn't have cleared your good clinic like that. But let's look at your other side here. Same thing.
Is much better.
Yeah, this side is much more robust, especially on the lateral side. Medial's still a little faint, but it's on its way. But once you start touching, it's nice when patients have both sides touching all at once, and then it just kind of proliferates and heals. But
now in your video that you released on Saturday, you had showed Socrates x-rays.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his 1-year x-rays, and as you can see on both of these, on the left and the right, there's like it's almost like it's not healing linear, it's healing like it's pushing out. You see what I mean? It's not healing in a linear fashion.
Yes.
And he said in that video his bones would settle.
Yes.
And you wouldn't be able to tell. How long does that take if he's already been at a year?
It will take several years. A remodeling process of the bone to shave itself down and look just like the original bone could take years. Mine, I think, I didn't get an x-ray in between, after lengthening, and I think it was year 3 I went back for the little study. But I think when I went back for knee pain, I think it was 10 years later or 11 years later, they looked at my bone and it was much more remodeled. Was there still a little bit of a camel hump? Slightly, but it was because I did so much heavy weightlifting. But for a normal person, that would smooth out and look just like the other bone. I've seen it. I've seen it.
I had no idea. I thought it would be camel humped for life.
No, it's not. No, your bone is very intelligent tissue. It is programmed to kind of, it follows the stress. I think it was Wolff's Law or whatever. Basically, like wherever the mechanical stress is, it's going to hypertrophy and grow where it's needed to support weight. But I can tell you that it does remodel really nicely, and it looks just like before. So you will get that, but like the bony callus that you were talking about, like for Socrates, that consolidated cortical bone, he's going to probably see that in the next year or two, that it's going to be pretty smooth, although he's a big athlete. So
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is that. Let's see what else is happening in the chat. Oh, we got Master Prehabber. His surgery's in like what, 4 or 5 days here. What's up, Master P? Oh, we can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Maybe he's on mute.
He looks like he's off mute on this end. Try to go off and come back on. I'm not sure. Well, Natalie, we got some questions to answer because you got to go to PT soon. So, all right. Love you guys. This channel, love this channel. You still give me hope for the future, better future, peace. Well, thank you, thank you. All right, so Natalie, this is for you. What is some advice you all could give for responsibly funding limb lengthening surgery, saving loans, 0% on the credit cards, and all that stuff? So, any tips for saving up?
Oh, I think that's a very difficult
Can you
question.
hear me?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we can hear you now. Hey, how are
Oh,
you?
I'm good. How are you? I just have some foreshadowing because Socrates, I think, will be joining soon.
Yes, yes, we should be having him on. He had his nails removed 2 days ago, so we should have him on. Oh,
And
we got another oldie here. What's up, Neezo?
You remember me?
I remember you too well.
Hope you're well, Victor. Long
I'm
time.
doing well. How are you?
Oh, I just came back from a very long run. I can run now.
Wow, that's incredible. And so, just for everybody who doesn't know you, first time here in 2025, just a quick summary snapshot of your story.
Basically, I went to a very bad clinic in a third world country that I have a lawsuit going on, so I'm not gonna say much. I can't take names.
Hmm.
And then basically, I was butchered in every single way. So my life was ruined. I had bilateral tibias non-union, and then my nerves were damaged. And then I had foot drop and I had contractures. So my Achilles tendon was really bad. And basically, I had to get seven corrective surgeries uh, till my last one to get the rods out. And I'm chilling now. So it's Socrates. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Neezo. Hope you're doing okay.
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I got my rods removed yesterday. I could not be better.
Perfect.
Well, I could be better, actually. This is pretty. It's the day after surgery, so.
Let's talk
Awesome.
about that, Socrates, real quick. Nizo, it's great to have you back. Wait, no, wait. I'm sorry, Nizo. Let's finish. You said you were running, so you went to a questionable clinic, had several complications. Can't talk about it. There's a lawsuit in place right now. But you said that you got corrective procedures, and then you're now able to run.
Yeah, yeah, and not it wasn't just because of the corrective procedures that I'm able to run. It was my dedication. It was my work and my hard work and me going to physical therapy for 6 hours every day. And I used to go for 2 hours every day, and then I would like do calf raises after my TA shortening. If you remember when I got my Achilles shortened, all I did was probably like 500 calf raises every day.
Wow, that's great.
So yeah, everything that the reason I've been able to make this recovery is only because um I was I I was blessed to have parents who could take me to Dr. Paley, you know, and then I just rushed my decision and messed up 4 years of my life, uh, just for Um, basically, you know what the problem was? So I went to a really unregulated clinic in India, okay? And what they would do there is I went there and I saw everybody in tibias doing 8 centimeters, 9 centimeters. One guy was doing 9.5. So I was like, yeah, man, if people can do nine, I can easily do seven. I did not know seven is way too much. I did not know. I rushed myself into it. I'm like, yeah, man, 10,000 fucking dollars. I'm sorry about my language.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, $10,000. I'll pay it off. I don't care. But yeah, 10,000. It wasn't really 10,000. It was more like 170,000 at the end of all of
Wow.
it. So 170,000 that I had to spend, I could have done femur and tibias and probably femurs again or tibias again with a very good surgeon and been without a lot of complications. So I had every complication you can possibly fathom, right? I had nerve damage, I had contractures, I had both tibias non-union. I had ankle migration, so fibula migration. My ankle was like it was like messed up like valgus. I had like valgus in both my ankles, and then I started getting like a lot of pain. My sural nerve was torn, my tibial nerve was cut in two pieces, needed 7 surgeries. But this is what happens when you. I've come here multiple times in the past. Now I've kind of like moved on in life, but I saw your notification. I was like, yeah, why? Of course, I'd love to join. It's been a minute, but this is what happens when you don't do uh, good research. I'm not saying you go to just one surgeon in the world. There's top 10, top 15 surgeons in the world. I think Victor even has a website now. So I wish Victor, if you had that website back then, bro, man, oh man, things would have been different for me, you know. But
Yeah.
whatever, man. I'm happy in life. I'm doing well. I can run. I can't really run really fast. I kind of like go on a medium pace jog. That's what I enjoy for now. I can't jump. That's true. I cannot jump. I cannot do high jumps even after fixing my Achilles. I'm not able to do high jumps, and I think I'll have to live with that. But other than that, my walking is fine. I nobody can really tell. I've kind of moved on, but yeah, again, look, man, you want to do this to yourself to make yourself better and overall improve your life. Versus what I did and what many other victims do is permanently, I'm saying this again, permanently disable themselves. And then it's no going back. No, not even Paley can make you like before.
That's well said, and such a true statement. I mean, Socrates, you've said it before. Other patients have said it before that picking your surgeon is very important because this is no joke. It's a serious surgery. Thank you for sharing that, Neezo. I mean, I think you're still recovering. I mean, but your hard work and dedication to your therapy and rehab is paying off big time, and you're able to jog and walk normally. That's huge. So,
Yes. Yeah, and I can like go down the stairs really fast, like super fast.
oh, really?
So that's amazing. Like yeah, I couldn't do that till like a year. I couldn't go down the stairs for 2 years, for 2 to 3 years after my bones were. Do you realize that? I could like oh my God, when I started walking without crutches, it took me 2 years
Mm,
to go down the stairs without a railing.
wow.
Okay,
That's
so I was like really lost. I was considering amputation at one point when my nerves weren't healing. You know, my nerves weren't healing, and then Paley told me I can do what I can. I can decompress your nerve. I can repair it. We can do this. We can do that. But there is no promise that your nerve, your sensation is going to come back. Even Asiag, I spoke to Asiag. That's what he told me. He's like, you can get decompression, you can get repair. We can do what we can, but we cannot guarantee that you're ever going to feel your foot again. So I was going through a really dark time, man. But um, good part is this dark time has turned me like way too strong. So now like anything in life is like it's like a joke to me, you know? People are crying about their problems. I just like, man, shut up, man.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Everybody like anybody who complains to me about their first world problems, like, man, shut the you know, like, damn, bro. You have two legs, you have two hands, you can jump, you can run. Chill out, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love it. I
So
love
it's changed my perspective on life. I'm doing really well. But yeah, yeah, this is true that I'm never gonna be like before. I'm never gonna jump like before. But yeah, man, some things are it's like trauma. I consider this an accident. I think of it like a motorcycle accident. I don't really I have to cope, okay? I have to cope. I have to cope in a way that I have to tell myself that okay, I was in a motorcycle crash. I could have died. I'm alive. That's great. I can walk normally. I can jog. I can do most of my activities. I can play squash, you know? So all of that's fun. But all I can say, man, is if you're gonna do the surgery, spend at least six months to a year doing your whole research, get everything together, know what to do, and you know, and honestly, you don't even need to do so much research if you're going to the right guy. That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? So do your research on your surgeon. Okay, research your surgeon, eat his head. Talk to him. Whenever you go to a consultation with surgeons, fucking ask them. I'm sorry about my language. Ask them questions, okay? You ask them, what's gonna happen if I get a non-union? What are you gonna do? What if my calves get tight? What are you gonna do then? Are you gonna do me a gastrocnemius recession? Are you gonna if you're doing my tibia lengthening? Are you gonna in the first surgery? Are you gonna release my common peroneal nerve? So you gotta know about these things, right? You got to know about this. So this is what you got to research. Everybody here. Everybody needs to research their doctors and ask your doctors questions. And if you feel like your doctors like they're not satisfying you, then just walk away, bro. This is your legs. Okay? You would rather not do the surgery than do what I did and end up in my spot. Okay? I would rather have never done limb lengthening. Never. Okay? Never. Okay? Okay? If you give me that chance to go back in past and you tell me I could be like before, but I could never do limb lengthening again, I would probably go back in past and be like, okay, man, I'll just fucking shove those insoles in my leg, man, in my foot. At least I could play basketball back then. So yeah, man. But other than that, I'm a very positive guy. I've found new hobbies, and other than that, yeah, just stay safe, guys. Everyone, just be smart about this. Like, don't rush. Watch Victor. Talk to Victor. Talk to me. Talk to Soccer. You have so many. Everybody who's watching this, you guys need to realize everybody over here has so many resources, right? You guys just gotta use your resources. There's the forum, there's the Discord. Join the Discord, join the forum. You're gonna understand everything. That's all you need. You have all the resources, and then go from there. Just don't rush.
I love it, Neezo. That was so well said, so helpful for everybody listening, all the prospective patients who are getting into this, because it's getting more popular, and I think there's clinics popping up all around the world, even here in the U.S. There's new clinics, and some people who I think need more experience who probably are just marketing it heavily. I've seen some people in states that you wouldn't think that limb lengthening would be coming from, and that's fine. It can be anywhere, but the fact is that you're right. Experience matters. So thank you for sharing that. That's big. I'm super happy for you. Super pumped because I know you were in a dark time.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Victor.
man, bro.
Nah, man, thank you so much for being so supportive. You remember I used to send you videos of me
Yeah,
like walk. First, I used to start walking on walkers and then crutches, and then yeah, it was a tough journey, guys. So you can make this journey way easier and actually focus on your life and not worry about your legs forever. You
hmm
know, you're doing this so that you can move on in life, right? I'm pretty sure everybody over here is worried and concerned or bucked by their height, okay? And we're doing this so that this thing this thought in our brain shuts off. But imagine what happened to me was that I just I just couldn't think of anything but my legs for 4 years, three and a half years. So you don't want that. You're doing this so that you can move on and do other better things. So that means 3 years I couldn't work, I couldn't go out. I was bedridden for 2 years. It was just terrible.
So,
You know, so
Neezo,
you're doing this to improve your life. Don't make it worse.
what would you say to prospective patients who see cost as an obstacle and they realize, you know what,
Cost as an
my weight
obstacle
is
is like
a problem, but I need to fix this, and cost is an obstacle. What would you tell them?
I would say if cost is an option, is a problem, then you're just not doing the surgery.
Yeah, I like that.
Is as sad as it is, I would rather have you be a little short than be crippled. Okay?
Amen.
Please. Be short, but don't be crippled. Do not cripple yourself. If I could go back in time and be 5'6" again and be like that again, hell yeah, man. I don't care. Because I've gone through this, right? So that's why I'm saying this. I'm saying this out loud. Any prospective patient, you're trying to save money, you can't. You can't. And I understand your people are like, oh, your parents paid for it. You love. No, man. You gotta understand. If you can't pay for it now, maybe wear insoles for a while. Maybe work harder. Maybe find 2 jobs. Maybe find 3 jobs. I don't know, man. If you live in the West and then you're complaining about money, then you're just lazy, arrogant, or stupid. You're either one.
You, he's doing my
I
job for
feel
me.
like in the West you can make money, man.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think
would
that
rather wait 2 to 3 more years.
that
You
goes
know,
right to this question. We'll answer this, and then I want to talk to Socrates. But so he's asking you, Nizo. He's saying, what are some of the advice you can give to somebody who is looking to fund the surgery? You just mentioned a few options there. But he's also talking about loans and try not to like load up the credit card and all that stuff. So, yeah.
so yeah, you could go about savings. That's what I'm saying. Get 2 jobs. This is exactly. So if you really wanted it that bad, you would do whatever it takes. You know, you would figure it out. So yeah, what my personal recommendation. I'm not a big fan of debt. I don't like taking loans, so I would rather get 2 jobs, work 12 hours a day for 2 years, save save what 60,000, 80,000. It's very doable if you live in America. Trust me. Like if I know people who are doing this at a
Mhm.
very young age. So I think it's doable, man. Just work harder for 2 years and then enjoy your height for the rest of your life. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Just don't be like me. I try to save money, and I have a permanent. I wouldn't say I'm crippled, but I do have a permanent limitation forever now, right? So please don't end up like me, guys. Because man, I had to go through a lot of mental therapy, a lot of physical therapy, thousands of dollars gone. I had to, yeah, finally I had to get in debt as well. You realize? So yeah, because I couldn't work. And then my parents gave me some money and then I had to take some loans and yeah, my total bill was 170 something thousand dollars. So I could have done femur, tibia, and femur again, or probably tibia twice in that much. I'm not even kidding. I could have gone to Dr. Lee in South Korea, done it easy, come back like a G 15 centimeters taller, and I would be healthier than I am right now. You know? So if you're trying to save money, then all I'm gonna say is that you're uh, gambling with your legs, and that I don't recommend it. And that if you still want to do it, then you do it. Nobody to stop you. I am no one to stop you. I can only warn you, and I am speaking with experience, personal experience. No, none of this is a lie. None of this is a lie. I've been on this channel for a while now. I've come here multiple times, spoken to doctors as well. You have to realize this is a once in a lifetime for many type of people, right? For many people, this is just once in a lifetime. So, so yeah, man, just save more money, do something, drive Uber, do something, man.
Hey, I'm gonna screenshot or screen clip that one, Socrates. That's going on a future video. Oh, Neezo, you did an amazing job. I love it. I love it. Thank you, brother. I
Thank
love
you, man. Of
I'm
course.
super happy for you. Keep us posted. Keep rehabbing. Keep rebuilding. You'll probably even get better than this. You're just on the brink of.
Yeah, honestly, I am. I do get better, but now I'm just like I don't think about my legs anymore. I'm so busy in life, so
Okay.
I don't really think about it anymore.
Well,
I'm like I go to the gym regularly, but every time I try to run really fast, my knees kind of give up, you know? So
Mhm.
ever since I had that nail, a lot of people after tibia nailing get that chronic knee pain, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I was one of those, and because the beautiful doctor that I went to initially, the starting point of the nail was way too low. Okay, so that's the reason I had a lot of knee pain, and even though my rods are gone, it's been a while since my rods are gone. My knees are just I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get arthritis really early on in life because every time I do like yesterday I squatted like 75 pounds and then my knees just gave out, so I had to ice my knees, you know.
Hmm.
So this is like permanent, guys. You can permanently either increase your height, be good, move on, nobody knows, nobody finds out, you move on, or you permanently ruin your life and then everybody finds out and then nothing goes to plan and then you wanna oh yeah, you wanna like you're in trouble. I was in trouble. Dude, I was in big trouble. When I went to doctors and they did my nerve conduction study, and when they tried to give me like those shocks and my nerves weren't responding, bro, like the NCV nerve conduction study, they were doing that and my nerves were not responding. So that I was in a lot of trouble, you know. So anyone who's smart always learns from others' mistakes. Okay? So if you guys are smart, if you guys are mature, if you guys are adults, then you should listen to people. I'm not gonna say unfortunate, man. It is what it is. Okay? I decided to go there. So I take full responsibility for it. Okay, whatever happened, happened. It was my bad. I messed up. I went to the wrong place. I cannot keep crying about it. Oh, why did this happen to me? This happened to me because I went to the worst place in the world, right? So I cannot be crying, oh, it's my luck. Nothing is about luck. No. It's just that it was my fault that I didn't do good research. And that I'm glad that you guys are. I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm glad that everyone's who's watching this video is getting to listen to me and that you're actually understanding what I'm saying. I wish I had someone to tell me like I'm telling you guys. If somebody had told me what I'm telling you guys, damn, bro, my life would have been way better. But it's fine. I'm not gonna cry. My life is amazing. I'm happy, and I can never be happier. And I'm still fine, man. I'm still doing what I do. I'm just chilling. Yeah, I'm making a lot of money. It's fine. If I want, I can easily afford to do femurs with the best surgeons in the world. But for now, I'm just taking it easy. I'm trying to max out my upper body. I'm trying to see what's the maximum natural potentials I can get, and then if I feel like, then round two.
I love it. I love it.
Because I went through such a horror limb lengthening story. So doing it with an internal nail with a good surgeon would be like a cheese, like a so easy for me, you know.
For sure. Would you say, Natalie?
I would love to hear about the nail removal from Socrates.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. Neezo, thank you so much for sharing. Brother, we're super happy for
Of
you.
course.
But yeah, we're going to talk to Socrates. He just had his nails, his Precice 2.2 nails removed yesterday, and he's probably tender, a little sore. But tell us how you're
Little
feeling,
bit.
Socrates.
Well, first off, I'm happy to see Neezo in good spirits, recovering. Sad to hear that you still have some lingering issues, but you'll get better over time. And the points you made about definitely not doing limb lengthening if you're not going to do it with a good surgeon cannot be more accurate. This is not a joke, right? It's not like a bad meal that gets sick and then you're going to be fine after it gets out of your system. This is a permanent impact on your body, and you want it to be as good as possible. So I was extremely fortunate in that I live in the city as the International Center for Limb Lengthening, Rubin Institute, and Dr. Ashag took care of me. My surgery was in December of 2023, and I just had rods removed yesterday, so 15 months after surgery. Came in, did pre-op my legs again and all that, and we got ready. I spoke to the anesthetist and spoke to Dr. Asiag, got everything ready. They confirmed that my mom was there. She's going to take me home after surgery because you are in no condition to drive after surgery. And then I get into put me and I wake up and the rods are up. I think it took like an hour and a half or so. It was really simple, really straightforward. I was always cautious with the rate at which I was going, and I didn't over lengthen. And so there was the risk of the rod having been broken inside, or if we tried to pull it out. That's just the standard risk of any surgery, any rod removal, whether it's cosmetic limb lengthening or like a nail thing. Stuff can go wrong. So my mom was a little anxious when the doctor said that. I was like, Mom, it comes with the territory. I put these rods in my legs on purpose, and now I want them. The primary reason I wanted them out was as the rods are stiff and bones have a natural give to them. And I'm trying to get back into running distance and everything. It's just not working. I might lose stamina after a couple miles, and I was confused because I was essentially not able to really have good quality shock absorbing from my bones because they're not allowed to bend with the rods holding them in place. So next couple days, I'm gonna let the stitches heal and everything. I think they forecasted it takes about 5 days or so. And then after that, the plan is.
You saved.
I wish I could say that as well.
He said, people like Victor Bryan and Neezo doing a great job. Preach, preach. Yeah. No, I think all of the patients that join these live streams, like Socrates says, he's been coming on for like probably going on a year and a half now. And it's so exciting to see him as a prospective patient going through the process, him going through consolidation, and now on the back end of recovery, getting his nails out. I mean, you get to see his whole limb lengthening process from start to finish. And I like I said, I need to find time to kind of go through Socrates. If you know the episodes you were on, I can make a playlist, like say Socrates' playlist, and they can just watch all the episodes you were on. And I can just do that. So if people want to like watch every live that you were on and just go through and see your journey, that'd be crazy cool. So, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'll do that for everybody if anybody wants to kind of just do the work for me. Dougie's asking, how many months till I can walk normally with a Precise 2.2 or max? So the max isn't out right now, so we can't really say much on that. But Precise 2.2, like I said, Socrates was one of the faster healers. He did 8 centimeters on his femurs. He was able to walk at 4.5 months. Natalie's still healing. She probably is going to be expected to walk around the average, which is about 6.5 months. So it varies from patient to patient. So we really can't give you an answer, but between Socrates, who's like an outlier, like that's not really common, to somebody who might be a little slower, like 7-8 months, somewhere in that range. Neezo. Oh, you can read that. You don't have to say the name. Let's see. So many. All right. Anybody have any questions for Socrates, Master Prehabber, Neezo, or we have Ali? Hey, Ali, how are you? Oh, these guys are probably out eating dinner while we're on the show. Hey, man, how are you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good. We're going to be doing a sit down with you, like one-on-one, probably in the coming weeks here. Once you get your nails out. I mean, once you're clear for walking. I'm sorry.
I still have one nail
Yeah.
in one of my legs, you know?
You said what?
I said I still have one of my nails in my leg. Like only one of them is taken out. Yeah, I sent you my x-rays, you know?
Yeah, you did. Let me see if I can bring those up. I got to share it to my Mac here. I'm still getting used to this. I have a PC in the other room. I got a Mac here. I got to figure it out. But anyway,
I will continue to expose everybody, bro. I'm telling you. I'm gonna mess people up. Like I know, man. Everybody already knows who these people are, who are the bad people, who, you know. It's I think by now, they're
Yeah,
pretty infamous. Everybody.
I
Like
think I got to talk to you, Nizo. I'll have to send you a message later, but there's something going on. But yeah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna because we remember we got to do something. I know we can't talk about your guy, but like there's some other stuff going on. Okay, so, yeah, go ahead, Ali. Nizo, yeah, real quick, while you're here, you got your X-rays you sent in. So I'm gonna just hold off.
oh yeah, these my tibias were the
So you can
hardest
see.
to get to heal. We had to put in like a lot of bone graft and like a lot of things that had to go in to finally get it to all heal. But I still have one rod in.
Yeah, and do you feel the difference between the two legs? Because you can see.
Yeah. Oh my
Look at this.
god. Oh my god. It is insane, dude. Dude, the stiffness is so real. Like it's not It's no joke. It's like ever since the other leg is removed, I can tell because before I couldn't tell, but now I feel the difference. So I'm gonna tentatively get it removed.
Yeah.
Soon.
Okay. Yeah, I will tell you, I had one in one leg and one not. I could feel the difference. Socrates said he could feel the difference. There's a difference to having your nails in, and don't get me wrong, you can still walk and run and do things with it in there. But if you have the option to get it out in time, the sooner the better. I think you would feel better. But look at this is what I was talking about to Natalie at the beginning about how the bone almost remodels itself back, right? Because this is where you had this one done too, right?
Of course, yeah.
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 But look at how well his bones heal. They're so clean because it's like, I mean, he's a young guy as well, but like it remodeled to the point where like there is a little bit of a we call it camel hump, but you're not even 3 years past surgery. Was it a couple
Yeah,
years?
I'm like 2.5 years post-op.
Yeah, it's still remodeling. There may be like a robustness here for a couple more years, but mine at the 10-year mark, it started to kind of whittle down. But like I said, surgeons would probably be able to tell, but they'd have to look. But like a typical, I guess, GP or some other type of physician might be like, it looks the same. So, but that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Izo. All right, guys, let's see if there's a couple more questions in here. We're gonna call it a day. Let's see. Is shock therapy good for bones to heal from the surgery? Shock therapy, what is that exactly? Isn't that like TENS unit, like EMS? Is that what you're talking about? What is he talking about, Socrates? Or anybody know?
Shock therapy is a little different from TENS and EMS, but no, there is no evidence that it works. The, ultrasound, the low intensity pulse ultrasound is something that
Mhm.
people that orthopedic surgeons use. You know, bone stimulators, but even those are like, we can't really tell. Like, I used bone stimulators because remember I had non-unions and everything, but
Mhm.
the only thing that worked out in the end was taking out some bone from my hip and then mixing it up with artificial graft, because I had no bone, guys. Like, I had like a 7 centimeter gap. So then what they had to do is they went in and then they put an external fixator, and then they took it back 2 centimeters because my body was just never going to be able to adapt to such long tibias. So that's what Paley did: reversed it to 1.5 centimeters, and then shortened my Achilles, fixed everything, removed everything. Yeah, you can still like see the shadow of of the of the of the rod. Yeah.
No, that's crazy. You can see it in here, like that. Yep. That's. I remember when I got my knee checked out. The surgeon that checked my knee, he's like, "Did you have something in here?" But he really wasn't sure. He's like, I was like, yeah.
No, but I've started like kicking really hard, like I can kick like full force. Like,
Wow,
my bone won't break. Like, I've tried breaking my, like, I've tried hit I've like tried to break my bone, uh
it
but it
looks
didn't
so
break.
strong.
So
Look how remodeled that look. That looks so clean. That's like pretty much fully consolidated. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, man. Yeah, the guy.
you
I
know
mean,
what? I think you know what worked? It was Paley before my surgery, he gave me this thing, this zelendronic acid, also called known as Zamida.
mm,
Zamida.
mhm.
So that's what he gave me, because we were worried that we don't want the bone graft or anything to get reabsorbed, right? So I think that's what really like helped the bone, like kind of like like kind of like snowball effect. So
Yeah,
like a lot of bone just went there, and then it just like got stronger and stronger. And
interesting.
then yeah, now I'm at a point I can like kick really hard, and my tibia will not break.
That's crazy. Yeah, it looks just as good as my tibia, and you're only 3 years after. That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Cool deal. All right, let's see here. Awesome, Nizo. Awesome,
Thank
awesome.
you, bro.
Let's see. So this question here from J New for Socrates. I'm curious what factors other than more height for tibias biomechanics. I'm not sure. J New, what are you saying
Time.
there?
I have a life to live. I don't have time to waste.
Oh, he's talking about for you getting tibias. Got it. Got it. All right, Esther. I'm worried that after doing 600 femurs, my knees will look too low. Any thoughts? Nah. Usually, depending on your height, your starting height, that may be the case. But most patients with under 8 centimeters look pretty fine with normal clothing on. But you know, we don't know what your starting height is. All right. How did you guys afford this kind of surgery? Are you all rich people, or did you just throw away your life savings? Yeah, they saved up. They saved up for a lot, and they wanted to invest in themselves.
I mean, savings are meant to be used.
I guess they just wanted it bad enough. Like,
Yeah,
it was an obsession, Like, you can't think of anything else. So you gotta do what you gotta do to make it happen, even if you gotta cripple yourself for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it depends on what you want to invest in. I think.
Hmm.
put yourself for that.
I'm really afraid to keep big amounts of money in the bank. So I think this is better investment. And again, I'm being a little bit like very cautious what's going on around the world. So if something goes wrong, man, you just lose your money. And that's why I want to pay for my surgery as fast as I can. Like so I know I
Yeah,
invest in my height. So
I
yeah.
want to see it.
All right, guys.
Yeah, like
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I think the person that came on before, he said what you can do with this, either invest it or you spend it or give it away, right? So I think this is the best investment you can make, um, to invest in a better quality of life. Like, what else can you invest?
No,
Yeah,
at the moment, what I meant is like I have amount of money, right? And I always wanted to be taller, and
yeah,
I think it's way safer for me and smarter to invest it in my height.
yeah,
And then if something goes wrong around the world, like this political situation, economy, like what if something happens, like man, and you lose your money, inflation or something else, right?
right,
And this is like a great investment for me, especially I'm the person who thinks if I did femurs with my starting height that was already pretty short,
yeah,
I think I'm not done fully until I'm like will do tibia. Like I'm like only halfway there. So
Yeah.
tibia is the second step and the final one.
And then there's also like people that buy expensive cars and houses and etc. But your body is gonna last with you till the end, right? So this is something you could really invest in your body and your quality of mental, uh, how you perceive yourself. That's really
That's only
valuable.
if you do adequate research and go to the right
There
surgery.
you go. I was going to say,
Yeah, that's true.
This
Yeah.
is not just, oh, you do limb
Yeah.
lengthening and you're gonna be taller and you're gonna be happy. No, no, no. This is not how it works, brother.
yeah.
You need to do a lot of homework before you do
I did.
this.
I did it for 20 years, so that's enough.
Perfect
But
then.
it depends on the person. It depends if you just randomly think about it, then definitely not. But
Yeah,
some people
perfect.
that like look at it for 20, decades, and you research every single detail about the surgeon, then you can make a good decision.
Perfect for sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
people who are listening or will listen this video, I don't want them to get me wrong, right? Because some people like cars. I have friend who likes cars, expensive stuff. He doesn't have much money, but he likes like good cars. But the thing
Yeah,
is, like, if you like that, you invest in that. If you like properties, you invest there. I personally think it will make me happy. Like I traveled around the world. I was spending money before there, and I will keep going in a few years. But for now, I think the best investment is in this. At this moment, at this time, maybe later, I will think a little bit differently after I will be done with the height. But this is like my goal right now. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to invest. This is my personal, thing. Like it's everyone is different.
Well
for
said.
sure.
Well said. Absolutely. It's the one investment that doesn't depreciate until you get to like 60. Then everybody gets shorter.
It
All
could
right.
depreciate if you
That is true.
if you follow my footsteps. Yeah.
Yeah. Complications. Yeah, that's true. All right.
I don't know why people neglect complications and think, oh, no complications can happen to me. I'll be fine.
Well, it's not, you know why? It's because we only have a few people who have them that are spokespersons. Like we have you, we have Brian, there's a few others, but they're really kind of not as vocal. And I think that
There's
that's
so many at the same clinic. I could name more than 20
yeah, but
people
are they
who are
willing to,
worse than me. And I know one guy at the same clinic uh, where I went did bilateral. He did quadrilateral LON quadrilateral. So two fixators and tibias and two fixators in his femurs, and that to both external,
wow.
like LON. So yeah, I know people who are never gonna walk even like 10% normal again.
Yeah,
So
it's
they're,
great.
yeah, because they're still being told lies by those same clinics. Oh, this is your you know what these clinics do? They mess up. They mess up the patients. They take their money, and then when the patient starts to say something, they say, "Oh, this is your body. It's your bone that's not healing. Oh, you were not doing physio." That's what
Yeah,
they say all the time,
yeah,
and that's why these poor guys really just think that it's their body and don't realize that, oh, it could be just wrong surgical technique.
so true. So true.
You
I
know.
love it. We're gonna have to go more in depth on that.
And somebody just said, anyone doing the surgery in Istanbul, and someone said, I plan to. It's cheaper there. Oh man,
I gotta.
how do I make
That's actually what
how
we
do
gotta
I
talk
make
about,
people
Neezo.
realize that you're not
Yeah.
trying, you don't want to try to save money here, man.
I'll message you about that. But all right, let's go through some of these questions because we got quite a few of them. I don't want to leave them hanging because they'll be pissed. Like they never answered any questions. All right, so we'll go through this. Handheld rat. Is there a systemic effect of multiple surgeries like femurs and tibias or limb lengthening and non-related? Socrates, the great Socrates, will interpret the question for us.
Yeah, systemic effects as you get taller and your life gets better. So do it.
There we go. If that's what you were meant. Otherwise, if you want to rephrase it, feel
But
free
like
to.
long term, I need studies that have indicated any increased arthritis or osteoporosis or anything like that long term. I mean, Precice only been out for a decade and a
I
half, not
I think
so. take
I
off.
think Dr. Paley has done. He talks about since the 90s he's followed someone that he's been following somebody for 30 years, and that he hasn't seen any negative effects on the person he operated on 30 years ago.
There
That
you
is
go.
There you go. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think that there is if you get it done well.
yeah, definitely whoever you go to, but and then I think I think in the documentary you were with Victor he was talking about it. He was saying I followed a guy for 30 years, and he hasn't seen any negative effects on that guy. So, but
Yeah, that's probably true. Victor, is there somewhere you can see your gym routine? Yeah, actually, I do have another YouTube channel that I think it's in my training split there, and I actually record it. I think it was going into my next show. Toby, how important is total arm span to your proportion? Would a 173 arm span to a 183 centimeter height be bad? That is about on the borderline. I always say about 3 to 5 inches, and that's almost 4. So it depends. It would be very visual. I would need to see a picture to kind of give you that. Can Socrates run? From Stephen Chan.
Yes. Like right now, no. I had surgery yesterday. I'm not cleared to run for 6 weeks.
6 more weeks. Yeah.
After the 6 weeks is over, I'm training for a marathon. So.
Okay. Aiden is asking, Socrates, greeting, what size nails did you get?
I got the Precice 2.2 12 7mm diameter nails.
Okay. All right. This one's from Neezo. For someone living in India, would you avoid all surgeons in India? You have recommended some before on the channels like Manga Parihar, who is he also bad? No, he's one.
No, Manga Parihar is a G. He's a gem.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. And
Right.
I would definitely recommend him if your options are only limited to India.
Agreed.
Then you're not going to anyone else except him. You don't want to go to anyone in that country except for Dr. Mangal.
There you go. Well said. Aziz is saying, Socrates, how long did it take you to get back to work?
After rod removal, an hour. After after the initial surgery, I was on medical leave for 6 months because I'm able to do that, but I think I would have been able to go back to work within a week.
Socrates wakes up from the rod removal. He's like, oh. He's like, groggy.
That's my laptop. What are we doing today, right?
Anesthesia. All right, this one from Cooley. I have tibia with Parihar in India. In September, my left leg is shorter, so you have a discrepancy. Awesome. Can I do 6.5 centimeters on the shorter and 6 centimeters? So you want to do both? Yeah, you could. Yeah, like Neezo said, Parihar in India. Definitely, if you're limited to India, then
6.5 would be pushing it, though, eh? Without a gastroc recession. And
that
you
is
don't want to really do a gastroc recession.
I don't. Talking tibia, yeah.
I would target 5 on the shorter leg and 4.5 on the longer leg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be
the
the same as my recommendation. Don't do anything above 5, because that's what we've seen, that the Achilles tendon just kind of gives up after 5 centimeters, and once you have that contracture, that thing's really tough to fix, man. Like, oh man,
I think Parihar requires you to have a family member come with you for the consult to make sure that you're not just like doing this on a whim. He's not going to let you over lengthen.
No.
So yeah, you can shoot to close the gap 100%. That's a perfectly healthy thing. I did it. I lengthened 8 centimeters on my shorter leg and 7 centimeters on the longer leg. But he's not going to let you over lengthen.
No, he's a very cautious surgeon. He'll be careful, make sure you're good.
he wouldn't even do the surgery on you if he feels like you were not the right candidate. He's very good at saying no.
Very selective. Very, very selective. Yeah. I mean, you're saying.
So how come if he's really good, people still go to some really bad ones in India? Price or what? Like, how come?
No, because Mongol does not market. He doesn't sell ads of I'll make you 8 centimeters taller in 3 months.
It's marketing.
Because he's not a mafia.
Yeah, I
he's
got
a
it.
genuine doctor.
Same like in Turkey.
Yeah, exactly. Are there chances to get foot drop or drop foot? Yeah, or peroneal nerve damage or ballerina foot with femurs, or are they unlimited? That stuff is primarily limited to the tibia. You can technically get it with the femur if you damage your the sciatic nerve branch that goes to the peroneal, common peroneal. It does go downstream, and you could hurt anything down there, but it's much less likely. Let's see here. So this channel is for patients, but it seems everyone is scared to speak up and not get sued by one of the butchers out there. No, nobody's scared. We have these, but I'm not going to say something.
Most of the people on here haven't gone to the butchers. So
exactly. And if I say something about
like
the
Neezo
butchers,
comes in, I made a mistake.
Yeah, exactly, because the way it works, they don't understand. Shield doesn't understand. If I say something about the butchers, they'll try to sue me for defamation or slander. But if Neezo wants to say something and it happened to him, it's fact, right? Like that, he can say whatever he wants.
So last time I talked enough, you remember, and I wasn't scared at all.
Yeah. And
however, that's why I don't show my face.
yeah, they
Also,
can and Socrates, we're good.
if anyone has like
It's not that
concerns, they can
I'm
just
scared
ask
to
on
speak up.
Discord.
I just have a lawsuit of a lot of millions going on right now, so I don't want to mess up my money coming in, man. You know.
Wow, okay.
My surgeon's the best in the world, so I have nothing to hide.
I am a site manager at a construction site, and all I can take off is 5 months. I'm going with Dr. G in Canada, but scared about non-union. Any suggestions for preparation and rehab? Well, you can talk to Ali.
Hey, you should change your name to 2.0. You just like literally the same thing. He did this. He was walking with crutches like day one. He's.
I would say you shouldn't be scared, and that's it. But 5 months might be not enough. Depends the amount that this guy wants to do. Like what? Like an age? Actually, there was a guy from Chicago who did 5 centimeters, and man, I think on the third month, 2.5, he was walking with one crutch, so fast. You know, age and amount of lengthening.
Non-union is more tied with over lengthening, right? Or just
the reason I got non-union was because number one, they made me lengthen way too fast for tibia. So tibias you're supposed to lengthen 0.5 to 0.75, and then they did the exact opposite. They did double, maybe triple that, and that's the reason I got non-union. And the other reason is that surgical technique was not good. Soft tissue handling was not good. You know, I did not smoke or do anything during during the lengthening. So it's I'm pretty sure it had to be something to do with the surgical technique or the lengthening rate. So that's the main reasons of non-union in a cosmetic or you're just a smoker.
Yeah, I'm above average the rate at which my bones healed. It took me 4.5 roughly months to be weight bearing. So that's I'm able to stand on my legs all day and walk around and go up and down stairs at the 5-month mark. That took another month or two. So if you're gonna take 5 months off work, you're gonna be doing physical therapy either on your or with a therapist for 3 hours a day to hit that target, and that's absolutely non-negotiable unless you're okay with extending it.
Well said. Well said. TBV, any thoughts on one operation on the tibia, then after some time, the femur versus doing quads on 2 stages, like 4 on both? Yeah, absolutely. A lot of patients do that. I think that's the best way to do it, but it's how much time do you have to devote to this? So, because you give your body a little bit of a rest, and you're taking care of one bone segment at a time. It's easier on your body. So, all right. How hard is sleeping after you start limb lengthening with Precice? Ali, you want to answer this?
Yeah, so I didn't have any problem sleeping at all because I was practicing sleeping on my back. But here is what's interesting. The third month or something, I started to go on the side again, man. And right now I'm trying to sleep on my back and I can't. I need to practice again. But it wasn't hard at all because if you know how to sleep on your back, it's just the way you sleep in the beginning, first few months. I was sleeping well. Only when the nerve pain was there for like 1 month, I couldn't sleep well. But all other times, even when I was at 6, 7, 8 centimeters, I was sleeping well for real. Like, the only problem is I go sleep late because I work. People message me they have different time difference. But I go sleep late, but I sleep well, 8 9 hours, sometimes 10, depends.
Wow, well, that's like 2 of my days for sleep. That's crazy. That's awesome. All right, let's see. We got a couple more questions. I don't want to leave them hanging. Yeah, Brian, we're gonna try to do something soon. Sebastian, has anybody done the surgery in construction and have to return to work afterwards? If so, how long do those people stay out of work for, and would someone be able to return to that type of work? Yeah, so I actually do know somebody who got back to a manual labor job, but they did have to take a leave of absence, and they were really cool with their, I guess, manager or whoever, boss, and he let them to kind of just go a more manager role, where they basically just started doing remote work. But you can't do anything while you're lengthening. So can you go back? Yeah, when your bones heal, you can definitely get back to it. So this one, Mike Walton. I'm chasing a 7 mm deviation of my humerus. It's not an issue with the doctor or clinic, just one of those things. 7 mm. Yeah, it's pretty minimal. Does it bother you on the bench press or something like that, or deadlift when you have to? It's almost a centimeter, so I guess that would be a little bit of an issue for you guys. Socrates, do you notice that you have one arm that's longer than the other one?
I've never noticed because
it's
based on how shoulders hit. So
yeah,
I don't think 1 centimeter is a big percent of your body to matter. But yeah, if it's a deviation, then there are surgical techniques to fix it. So,
it's true.
Best of luck.
I think that I have little difference, like maybe 5 millimeters. That's just like what I think, but maybe just the way I'm standing. But it's not like even disturbing me. I never thought about it. But if I'm in front of the mirror, I think because when I was like 15 approximately, I hurt my elbow, just like hurt little like click, and I think that's because of it. It wasn't anything serious, but it was just like for a year or so, just like little discomfort. So maybe that's why it's a little bit longer for like 5 millimeters.
That's true. That's true. Oh, Mike's saying no. Dr. Robin has it. Oh, does he? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Well, he must be one of his patients.
He has 7 mm discrepancy on his.
Interesting. Okay. Dave saying, Socrates, I saw your photo that you got your nails removed. Congrats. That's awesome. Very cool.
Dave, appreciate
Awesome.
you.
Yeah, he was about to sleep, but he said he's glad that he caught the live stream. He got to see that. All right, guys. I know we went a little bit over today, but there was a lot of questions in the chat, and I want to make sure we got to them all. I don't think I missed any big ones here. The other rod is just dragging.
The Jimmy G has a.
Who is that?
58.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. Is there any good place for surgery which has similar support for several months, like LLT? Yeah, there's several places that do.
Yeah.
That's so
HP
funny.
House in Baltimore and Renaissance
in
Africa are literally everyone's gone to either place and stayed there, just only positive things. So if you want a community of lengtheners while you're doing it, that's up the street from or literally next to the clinic, amazing. I don't know of any others, but of course you're right there. So I mean, you got lots of options that are better than someone or some clinic that is known for having hit or miss flows. Like you're lucky if it well for you at some of these unregulated places, guaranteed for it to not go badly for you at these regulated places. So
got to be careful.
Be smart about it.
Be smart. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I think Socrates, we gotta visit the HP house again sometime. Do our little.
Do it.
I can't eat the pizza.
Live stream from.
Right. Yeah, I'll live stream from there. I can't eat the pizza yet because I'm dieting now, but and that's all over. I'm aiming for late June. I have a little bit of a knee tweak right now. I think it's like a twin lateral.
We can do it after you win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Just order all the pizzas on you.
Yeah, I'll eat all of them. Everybody just sit there and watch me eat them. And I'll do it. I'll say, "Oh, you guys can run the live stream. I'll just sit here and eat pizzas and get fat." So, all right. Let's see. All right. Last question. Did we miss any other ones, Socrates, that you saw?
Someone was asking about a specific surgeon in Germany. I don't know about him, so Can't really
I don't
speak to
know
it.
either. I saw that. I kind of seen the name before, but not really sure. Yeah, that other device that he created. I looked at it. I'm not a big fan of it. But anyway, yeah, so that when you lengthen your tibia and your femur, can it be corrected? Yes, at the end of lengthening, if there's any deviations or discrepancies, you can definitely correct it before your bone is healed. So cool deal. Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming on the show today. We had Natalie, we had Neezo, obviously Socrates and his nail removal. Congrats. We had Ali came back. Congrats on you being weight bearing today. Gradually build it up. Don't go crazy because you can you can catch back. It can catch up with you. And we have Master Prehabber who has his surgery in about 4 days. Wishing you best of luck because the next time we have these, you will be Master Distractor.
Master Distractor.
Yeah,
Master Distraction. That's awesome.
that's so true. That's so true. Awesome.
Right now, I'm master butchering the French language because I'm trying to speak French and it's not working. Just random gibberish is coming out like sacre bleu and puppy la boo and croissant,
Oui,
and then it's not working. But it's nice. But yeah.
That's so
that's
cool.
funny.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank all of you people in the chat for asking your questions. It helps for other people who watch this later to listen and learn. Yeah. So thank you for joining episode 151 of Limb Lengthening Live. And until next time, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life signing out. See you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you.